Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to Mufti. We're going to discuss in this video, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's permission, some of the most popular, some of the tastiest, some of the most famous, some of the most important black teas of the world. Not all of them, but just a few of them, step by step, inshallah ta'ala. Today we have three types of black teas with us. The first is Ceylon Opa, Ceylon, and Assam. Okay, so as we explained before, all variations of tea come from two staple tea plants: Camellia sinensis, Camellia sinensis var, and some say Camellia sinensis var assamica. So two main plants, and if you really want to get technical, one could say just one main plant, Camellia sinensis. So what are the differences between a black tea, a green tea, an oolong tea, a pu'er tea, a white tea, a yellow tea, an herbal tea? What are the differences between those types of teas? One of the main differences is the level of oxidation. And what's meant by oxidation, to simplify things, is rusty iron, rusty metal, a metal that is rusted. The metal is still strong, it's still solid, but the wind, the air causes the metal to oxidize, to become rusty. All right. So the tea leaf, all the tea leaves, when they're grown, all of them are going to be green. All tea is green. Starting off, it's all green. So the tea is going to be plucked, it's going to be picked, and then the process begins on what identity it will take on in its life of being a tea leaf to be consumed and to be drank. So therefore, the tea is going to be the leaves are going to be dried, they're going to be withered, baked, roasted, pan-fired, twisted, and how much of the rupturing of the cell walls, how much is released, the inner juices, it dries up, it withers up. How long do we allow that process to go on for? 100% oxidation, hence black tea. 75% oxidation, hence oolong. And anything beneath 75 to 70% of oxidation, 50, 40, 30, etc., is going to be our green teas. And the white teas as well. Why are they called white teas? That will come in another video. Is the liquor, the juice, the actual tea drink, is it actually white? No, it's not. Are the tea leaves white? No, they aren't. There's a reason why it gets the word of the term white tea and pu'er tea, let alone the herbal teas, which aren't actually quote-unquote tea, but dried, withered, baked, or whatever the case may be, herbs that are infused in hot water. Okay, so black tea is at the top of the scale, the top of the list with regards to oxidation. This metal is fully rusted. It is allowed to sit in the water. It is allowed for the elements to touch it. It isn't stainless steel, it's pure iron, and it rusts all the way until the metal becomes totally orange, totally bronze colored, full of rust. There's no smooth metal surface anymore. It's totally rusted. It's totally oxidized. Hence, it's black. The tea leaves are not black when they're plucked. They are green. The processing, the steps and the stages, which causes it to be black. What are the differences between the different types of black tea? That goes back to where the tea is grown and what country. Is it grown in Kenya? Is it grown in China? Is it grown in India? Is it grown in Japan, etc.? And then where in those countries is the tea grown? On a hill, on a mountain? Is it low, the sea level? When is the tea going to be picked or plucked? First flush, the beginning of the spring, right? The rainy season, monsoon, so on and so forth, okay? And what is the nature of the tea bush or the tea plant? How old is it? Etc. Okay, and then what's done afterwards, after the picking and the plucking, the processing of the tea. Okay, do we add flowers to the tea? Do we add peelings of different aromatic citrus fruits, bergamot, Earl Grey, so on and so forth? What heck is that? All right. Okay, so therefore these are the 3 teas that we have with us here, and the first one is Ceylon, and as we said, Ceylon Opa, which basically means that this is full long leaf tea, full long leaf. And if you notice, or if you look carefully, you can see how long each leaf is. And this is also another manifestation or another proof and evidence of why loose leaf tea is superior quality to bagged tea, to tea bags, because every single piece of this tea is a long little leaf. Look at that. Look how long that is. Subhanallah. Look at that. That's long. That's an entire leaf right there. So you're getting flavor, you're getting body, you're going to get personality in your tea. Nothing like what you're going to get from a bag in which it's tea dust. It's fannings. And once again, that's no disrespect to tea bags. We don't believe in going extreme, but we're just stating the facts. So once again, as we've shown you before, let's open up a tea bag of some delicious Yorkshire tea, and let's look at what we have inside of this bag. Once again, you see the difference? There's dust. It has flavor in it. It's going to be infused. Yes, it's going to be good, inshallah, if you make it, but it's not, the quality is not the same. Okay, let the camera focus on that. You see the difference versus boom. Look at that. You look at the difference now. That's an intact piece of tea right there. That's an entire tea leaf. So it's superior. There's no comparison with regards to the superiority of the taste and of the flavor. And inshallah ta'ala, as we'll explain in other videos, the danger of tea balls or any type of strainer, whether it's stainless steel, whatever other type of material that is going to break and crumble the tea leaves, and it isn't going to allow the tea leaves to expand. It's not going to allow the tea leaves to fully expand within the infused water, and obviously all the flavor is not going to be released. But that's not what we're talking about right now at the moment. All right, tight. So therefore, we have our Ceylon Opa, which is full leaf Ceylon tea. And then afterwards, then it looks beautiful. Wallahi, subhanAllah, look at that. It looks beautiful if you're a tea lover. Look at those withered leaves. Makes you thirsty. And then we have our normal Ceylon, and look at the difference between the size of the leaves, right? And this goes to show you that within the loose leaf category, there are levels, there are ranks. And then we have our Assam, which is, mashallah, tabarakallah, absolutely beautiful. She's gorgeous. Look at that. Okay, so a few basic points or pieces of information with regards to Ceylon tea. Ceylon tea obviously refers to the country in which it's produced, which is Sri Lanka or Sri Lanka. That island, which is south of India. Back in the day, in ancient times, it was called Ceylon or Ceylon. Okay, a lot of history obviously in India, and a lot of history in Ceylon as well. A lot of history, good, bad, and ugly history with regards to tea production, coffee production, British colonialism, the Portuguese, so on and so forth. None of that is a part of what we're talking about right now. So therefore, it comes from Sri Lanka, and it comes from the highlands. So it isn't made or grown in the low regions, but in the high regions. Okay, obviously Ceylon comes in a number of colors. We only have about 2 right here, if you can see. That's like marine green type, and that's more of a black type, right? Ceylon is infamous for its fragrant aroma, and it's infamous for its rich flavor, its full-bodied flavor. and this is a very popular tea. And many black tea blends, which we'll have videos on that inshallah ta'ala. The different types of black tea blends, such as English breakfast, Irish breakfast, French breakfast, and such as Earl Grey, and other types of breakfast blends, different types of teas. Okay. As far as some of the health benefits of Ceylon, then of course, it is rich in antioxidants like all tea, but Ceylon is up there. It's great for weight loss. And it's very good for blood sugar management. Blood sugar management for those who may be suffering from type 2 diabetes. Ceylon is a tea that you want to have. Okay. Let's move forward. So those are our first two types of tea. Our Ceylon Opa, full leaf Ceylon, and the normal size Ceylon. Let's move forward to our beautiful, gorgeous, mashallah, tabarakallah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah, Assam. Alright, so Assam is known for, or it takes its name obviously from the region in which it's grown, and that is India. In the Assam region of India. It comes from, as we said before, the Camellia sinensis var. Assamica. And there's a lot of history between tea production in India with regards to the British and the problems that they ran into with the Chinese and the opium wars, the opium epidemic, millions of Chinese people being hooked and addicted to opium, the Chinese emperor trying to put a stop to it, the British were smuggling the opium illegally, the wars they fought, the opium that was destroyed, Great Britain, they wanted their money back, they wanted their revenue for the destroyed opium. They destroyed thousands of cakes, thousands of bars of opium were all thrown into the dikes of the river, okay? And the emperor is supposedly, it's mentioned that he wrote a letter to the Queen of England complaining about the drug epidemic in China at the hand of these British merchants. But of course, that letter never reached the hand of the Queen. Of course, what fool would allow the letter to reach the Queen? Let alone the fact that we don't know what the Queen's attitude would have been. She may have ripped the letter up. So what? Your Chinese people are on opium. We don't care. They're subhuman savages anyway. We're the superior white European race. We're making thousands, if not millions of pounds. Who cares? What's important is she never got the letter. The trade was never stopped. So the Chinese government took it into their own hands to destroy the opium, which caused the first opium war. And obviously after the wars, after the Chinese were defeated and humiliated for whatever reasons, but the trade would never be the same again. So Great Britain needed another country to supply the insatiable lust for tea, and that was India, the crown jewel of the empire. Alright, so it just goes to show you how history and tea are intertwined. Wars were fought because of tea. Alright, a few interesting facts. Assam, that region provides jobs for 1 out of every 5 people who live there. They're employed in the tea fields. Assam is the second most important tea producer in the world after China. Okay, and Assam is known similar to Ceylon. It's a very robust tea. Robust, the word, full of flavor, has a body, a personality to it. Okay, and it goes perfect with milk, perfect with lemon, perfect with brown sugar, perfect with honey, perfect without. It is a very dominant flavor to it. Okay, also those who want hearty tea, or what they call them, builder's blend, right? Robust is Assam is one of the main ingredients in British tea. All right, so this little tea bag, the fannings of the dust here, that is a lower quality, chopped up, broken down pieces of the Assam, among other teas as well, such as Kenyan tea, so on and so forth. All right, khairan inshallah ta'ala. So these are a few of the black teas that are most popular. Now you may ask the question, well, why didn't you start off with Chinese tea? China is infamous for its production of some of, if not the finest green teas in the world. But China is also a very strong contender for some of the best black teas. That's a little known fact. Because their tea, the green tea game is so brolic, people forget and overlook and underestimate their production of black tea, such as Ceylon and other types. But in this video, we're only sticking with these three, and all three of these come from one country, or excuse me, one region, India and Sri Lanka. Inshallah ta'ala, other videos we will explain the black teas that are produced in Kenya and a few other countries in Africa. And we will have educational videos on the black teas of China. What's important is these are three. This is where they come from, what they taste like, what they're used in with regards to modern tea production. PG Tips, Yorkshire, Tetley, right? Lipton, etc., right? Ceylon and the Assam, along with other blends of Kenyan tea, whether it's CTC, cut, torn, curl, or not. Some of the unique features of this type of, or these types of black teas, health benefits, and most importantly, why they're called black teas with regards to the main classes of tea. Thank you very much for watching, for tuning in. I hope that you will enjoy some of this good black tea, which is perfect for iced tea, perfect for your breakfast. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala surely knows best. Alhamdulillah.